from Rochford Renovations, and we've given you a whole house tour. We've given you a tour of the carriage house, so you have a good idea of what things look like right now. So today we're gonna go take a peek inside, refresh your memory, and then discuss what some of our renovation plans are. So a lot of the work, you can hear Marie in the background because she's so excited, a lot of the work that we want to do is going to be in the kitchen, mudroom, and family room area. So we're gonna go take a peek. We're gonna talk about why we've made some of the decisions we've made, how we even came up with this process, and who we're working with to do it. So come on inside.
By showing the floor plans. We're really excited to have these. We've been working with custom living for a really long time, kind of coming up with the general idea of how we want things to look. But I want to start off by orienting you guys with where we are located. So this is the front of the house. We have a front porch and then the front door. But for this video, we're starting on the side of the house through the porte-cochere, the carport, and this side door.
So you just saw me walk in through the side door, which we kind of envision that being our main point of entry because this is a covered entry. So if it's raining, bad weather, whatever, it's just easy for us to, Brian's gonna make sure you can see what we wanna see. It's just easy for us to get in and out in this way. So we came in this door and we walked up a little bit of stairs, and in the video that you just saw, this is the kitchen. Like, we walked directly in the kitchen. But we would love a mudroom. So we have designed this mudroom so that it comes right off of that main entry. And we have 4 lockers that are big enough for a backpack. We have measured it and we've made sure that they're big enough to actually fit the things we want to fit. Over here, we have a little area that's going to be for the dogs with a custom dog crate and then a little bit of storage above. This is a window that currently exists, right, Brian?
Yep.
And then this is going to be a little bench so we can sit down, help kids get their shoes on, we can get our shoes on. And then this is a skinnier locker for like dog leashes, other items that we just need to store in the mudroom.
So just some little housekeeping type things. When you're looking at these floor plans, any of the white walls, white wall, those are existing walls, okay? So the front part of the house is pretty much staying exactly how it is. Any of these blue walls, this is the new construction. So the house as is has really good square footage, but we had a checklist, a mental checklist of things that we wanted and needed and what will hopefully be our forever long-term home.
And part of the checklist was having a mature home that has a lot of character, which is why we are keeping a lot of the existing floor plan and adding a little bit onto the back.
You know, we could blow through all these walls. We have this big living room, the sunroom, this dining room. We could just blow through all these walls and have great livable square footage, but that would take away so much from the house that we did not want to do that at all.
So our goal is to maintain as much as we can, add a little bit of modern functionality onto the back for our comfort, and have it look seamless. We want people to come into this house and think that it looked like this forever.
100 years ago. So a lot of people will say, live in a space before you start renovating it, which we completely can appreciate.
Yes.
And we've done that before. We're lucky that we've now in our second home, our second renovation, and we've been able to come up with how we want things to live and how we're going to use spaces. And that's what we kind of used when coming up with this floor plan.
So we just talked about the mudroom. From there, there's a doorway here, and now we've entered the kitchen. So when designing the kitchen, it is very important for me that my main workspace is in a comfortable conversation and visible line to the main living family space. So this is the kitchen island. It's going to be deep enough for storage on both sides.
Also, seating on both sides. We liked this. We currently have that, and it just creates a really nice conversation setting right
for
here.
entertaining.
Where you can have people sitting on both sides.
Yes. So this is a small prep sink. I don't envision, we won't be doing dishes here. This is the main sink for doing dishes, and this is a dishwasher. This is a dishwasher. This is going to be the range. It's going to be large with 2 double ovens underneath of it. And when I'm thinking about how I want to use the space, so I envision I get my vegetables, this is a fridge and freezer. I get my vegetables out here. I then bring them here, rinse them off, chop, 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 and then I can toss items into, on the stove. So this is a bit of a large triangle. You always want to think of a triangle, but I think because I can make one trip, bring stuff out of the fridge, and then prep everything right here, and then I just turn around and put it in the oven or put it on the stove. This is a good workable space. We also have a little bit of space on the sides to set items that I might need to dump in after a few minutes of simmering or sauteing or whatever. We put a lot of thought into the flow of how this will work right here, because right now our peninsula is a little bit farther away. It's probably back here. So I don't actually use it as much for prep space. I'm really just using this space over here. So because this is a closer distance, I am going to use this as a prep space. What do you want to say, Brian?
We might not have designed this like this had we been building from scratch, right?
Correct.
We are very aware of how we use a kitchen and a family room space. We wanted something that was directly off the kitchen so that while I'm loafing here on the couch with the dogs and Tara's cooking up a storm in here, we can be part of the same conversation. But we were bound by some things because it's an old house, right? So even having the refrigerators tucked back in this pantry, there's some reasons that this is going to be really cool and awesome and kind of keep the kitchen nice and clean. But this might not have been how we would have done it if we were building from scratch.
Right. So going on with the tour, these are going to be built-in china cabinets, essentially. There are some built-in cabinets there right now, but we actually found a floor plan for a cabinet that was supposed to be, or maybe was there in the house originally at some point, some kind of a built-in cabinet. So our goal is to maybe replicate that here. Who knows? That's kind of a little bit down the line, but that's a hope for us. This is currently an opening, and this is a staircase in that main house tour. This is that back staircase. We're gonna widen that opening so that you can see a little bit more. It seems a little more connected from the front of the house into this main living. And then this is current cabinets that are there. We're going to update them and make this more of a wet bar area.
Which I'm very excited for.
Brian's probably most excited about that. This is entry into the dining room. We will be getting rid of the door. Is that correct, Brian?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be getting rid of the door, but we'll be maintaining pretty much everything in the dining room, just cleaning things up a bit. Moving over here, this is really a lot of open floor space where I kind of envision, Marie maybe playing while I'm prepping dinner, kind of doing her little kid thing, whatever kids do. And then this is going to be kind of our everyday dining area, more of a casual, we eat breakfast in this spot. These are going to be built-in cabinets along here so that we can store everything and hide it, because I hate seeing just about everything. And then this is going to be our couch and main living space with some bench seats under the windows, which will be really charming and just cute little nook and functional, because we will have a lot of extra seating for moments when we have family visiting and things like that. So back into the kitchen.
Talk about that area. Tara.
This area right here. Okay, so something that was really important to me, or I guess on my wish list, is having windows that overlook into the backyard at my kitchen sink. I just love the idea of kind of working at the kitchen sink, doing dishes, and looking out my windows at my backyard, seeing my garden, seeing the kids playing, the dogs running.
What do you look at right now?
Right now, I look at my next door neighbor's house, and it is a home that is older and needs a little bit of love and care, but that's okay. So I love having the window over the sink for the light, but I really want to be able to look out. I also kind of envision if we're having an outdoor dinner party, this is a patio right here. This, you could see porch, and this is like the seating area. If people are sitting here and eating, and and I just served them dinner and I may be washing something, I can talk to them through the window or see what's happening. I can still be working in the kitchen and still be very much a part of what's going on in the family room, what's going on outside, because of the way things are set up. And that was very important to me.
The kitchen is not only part of how our family uses it, but this is Tara's job, right? Like, this is her office. So obviously a kitchen is really important for everyone, but for Tara specifically, being able to incorporate that into our everyday life was super important, because this is where she works, not just when she's making food for our family, but when she's actually doing her real life job. Right.
So with that, I love clean surfaces, meaning I don't want a bunch of appliances on the counters. I don't want, anything on the counters really. So we have this large walk-in pantry with a lot of storage and a lot of counter space. So our thought is that we can keep a lot of our regular use appliances in here. Fruit bowl, we can store food in here. There is going to be sliding doors here and here.
Pocket doors.
Yes, sliding pocket doors here and here. They are going to be arched still. All of the doorways are arched. So it was very important for us to keep all of the doorways arched. And we're really excited. When we get to that point in the process, we'll go into the details of how we're going to make that happen. But there'll be doors here and there's doors here, so that say we're having a gathering and it's maybe a little less than clean in here and a little untidy in here, we can just close those doors and everything looks nice and pretty out where everyone is going to be.
During our design process, Tara and I are kind of yin and yang. We're doing the floor plans and doing the spatial orientation of things. That's kind of where I really like that. So when we were first starting this process, I had an actual graph paper out. I'm drawing things out. I'm coming up with ideas. And when we met with Custom Living, we presented those and said, hey, here's some thoughts that we had or how we want to live. They did a walkthrough of our current house and saw how we live and function in our house. And we showed not only what we love about our current house, but some things that don't work that well for us. And then they presented, this might be like round two, but they presented these floor plans, and it was just really awesome to see them take what we wanted and needed and get really creative with how they could use this space. Another really exciting thing that we'll show, and probably have shown already, are some of the 3D renderings they put together. I really love these 2D floor plans, but for Tara, she wants to see what is it going to look like in real life. So these 3D renderings they put together for us were just a really awesome visual representation of how this is going to look.
Especially, what will it look like when I'm chopping vegetables right here and Brian is sitting on the couch? Like, what is that going to feel like? We've measured this distance in our current home. We've looked at the renderings and we feel pretty comfortable with this distance here. It looks pretty large right here, but it's smaller than it actually looks.
And we taped it out in the actual house as well. And the fact of the matter is, this is a 100-year-old house. There are separate rooms. So having this all seem like one room, it's going to feel really great, but it's still going to have that history to it. So It feels more original.
Something I do want to point out, we didn't kind of mention in the original floor plan, this is that octagon sunroom right here. So part of what we've added on, the bump out, is this area right here.
Mm-hmm. And then this wall continues all the way over here where the roof line continues. So all of this porch area is all covered. We'll have fans out here, so maybe some heaters. So it's just going to be an extension of our living space right here, and we're really excited for that.
And then these are stairs going down to the backyard.
Yeah. One exciting thing that's happening this week, it was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, but we had to reschedule, was our design plans with the cabinet makers. So even in the pantry, we have some rough drawings of what this might look like, but we're going to meet with the cabinet maker, really again talk about our wants and needs and how we want to function and live in this space. And then they're going to help us really design what that's really going to look like. So we're excited for that.
All right, that's our kitchen and family room, mudroom, pantry. That's kind of the main living space floor plan, and we will keep you posted on the rest of it in the next video.